Night falls and the world grows quiet. Yet inside your body, a different story begins. The lights dim, the noise fades, yet your mind refuses to surrender. You lie there, staring into the dark, aware of every heartbeat, every breath, every passing second. You are tired, deeply, achingly tired, but sleep feels just out of reach. And somewhere in that silence, a question forms. Why? Because sleep is not just rest. It is biology, it is chemistry, it is survival. And as you age, your very systems designed to carry you into sleep begin to change. Inside your brain, a tiny structure called the suprachiasmatic nucleus acts as your master clock, orchestrating your circadian rhythm, your internal sense of day and night. When you were younger, this clock was precise, almost ruthless in its timing. Darkness would trigger the release of melatonin, your sleep hormone, and your body would follow without resistance. But now, the signal is weaker, the rhythm is softer, the body hesitates. At the same time, your cells, those microscopic engines of life, are aging. Your mitochondria, the power plants within each cell, become less efficient. Your production of NAD+, a critical molecule for cellular repair and energy, declines. And as NAD+ falls, so does the activity of sirtuins, proteins that protect your DNA, regulate inflammation, and influence how your body handles stress. This is the hidden truth of sleeplessness after 60. It is not just in your mind, it is written into your biology. But here's the part most people never realize. Biology is not a fixed script. It is a conversation. And every habit, every choice, every moment of discipline is a word you speak into that conversation. Your body is still listening. And if you learn how to speak its language again, you can guide it gently, powerfully, back into sleep. The first key begins not in the night, but in the light. Morning arrives long before you realize its importance. The moment sunlight touches your eyes, something ancient awakens inside you. Light enters the retina and sends a signal deep into the brain, telling your circadian clock the day has begun. This single act, exposure to natural light within the first hour of waking, resets your entire biological rhythm. It anchors your sleep-wake cycle. It tells your body when to be alert, when to produce cortisol, when to suppress melatonin, and most importantly, it tells your body when sleep should come later. Without this signal, your internal clock drifts. Sleep becomes unpredictable, fragmented, delayed. But with it, everything begins to align. 15 minutes, that's all it takes. Step outside, let the light reach your eyes. No glass, no filters, just you and the sun. It feels simple, almost too simple, but within that moment you are recalibrating systems that govern your hormones, your metabolism, even your gene expression. Because light is not just illumination, it is instruction. And as the day unfolds, your body begins building what scientists call sleep pressure, a natural accumulation of fatigue driven by a molecule called adenosine. The longer you stay awake, the more adenosine builds, gently pushing you towards sleep. But modern life interferes. Late caffeine blocks adenosine receptors. Endless stimulation keeps the brain alert. And by nightfall, the body is confused, tired, yet unable to transition. So the second key emerges, not through force, but through discipline. Caffeine must have a boundary. For a body over 60, that boundary is earlier than you think, 8 hours before bed, minimum. Because your metabolism is slowed, and what once passed quickly through your system now lingers. What you feel as just 1 cup can echo through your bloodstream long into the night, whispering wakefulness into a brain that is trying to rest. Remove that interference, and something remarkable happens. The body remembers. As evening approaches, another transformation begins, one that most people unknowingly disrupt. Darkness is not just the absence of light, it is a signal, a biological command that tells your body to prepare for restoration. But artificial light, especially the blue light from screens, interferes with this ancient rhythm. It suppresses melatonin, delays sleep onset, and fragments the quality of rest you eventually get. This is where the third key reveals itself, the art of protecting your night. An hour before bed, the world must begin to dim. Lights soften, screens fade, the environment shifts from stimulation to stillness. This is not about restriction, it is about alignment.
Because within that darkness, your brain begins releasing melatonin. Your core body temperature drops, your heart rate slows, and deep within your cells, repair processes activate. Processes that determine how well you age, how resilient your body remains, how clearly your mind functions the next day. Sleep is when your brain clears metabolic waste. It is when memories are consolidated, when inflammation is reduced, when growth hormone is released to repair tissues and preserve muscle. Without it, aging accelerates. With it, aging can be slowed. And then comes the fourth key, one that feels almost paradoxical. To fall asleep faster, you must learn how to do nothing. Not scrolling, not thinking, not solving problems, but entering a state of deliberate calm. This is where breath becomes your tool. Slow, controlled breathing activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the part of your biology responsible for rest and recovery. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale for 6, repeat. With each cycle, your body shifts further away from stress, further into stillness. Your heart rate drops, your muscles release tension, your mind, once racing, begins to quiet. Because stress is the enemy of sleep, and in a body that has carried decades of responsibility, stress does not disappear easily. It lingers in the nervous system, keeping you alert long after the day is done. But breath is the bridge back to calm. And just when you think you understand the process, there is one more method, one final key, a technique forged in environments where sleep was not optional, but essential. It was developed for soldiers, for pilots, for individuals operating under extreme pressure, where the ability to fall asleep quickly could mean the difference between clarity and collapse. It is known as the military method, and it begins with the face. Close your eyes and consciously relax every muscle in your face. The forehead softens, the jaw releases, the tongue drops away from the roof of the mouth. Then the shoulders, let them fall heavy and loose. Arms follow, then chest, then legs, until your entire body feels like it is sinking into the surface beneath you. And then you control the mind. You visualize something simple, a calm lake, a quiet room, a moment of stillness. If thoughts intrude, and they will, you repeat a single phrase in your mind. Don't think, don't think, don't think. It sounds almost too simple, but within this repetition, you interrupt the cycle of overthinking. You give your brain a pattern to follow, a rhythm to settle into. Within weeks of practice, many can fall asleep in under 2 minutes. Because what this method truly does is train your nervous system. It teaches your body that sleep is safe, that it is allowed, that it is not something to chase, but something to accept. And in that acceptance, something powerful happens. You stop fighting the night. You begin working with it. Because the truth is, sleep has never been your enemy. Aging has never been your enemy. Your body has never been working against you. It has been adapting, changing, waiting for you to understand its language again. And now you do. You understand that light is not just light, it is timing. That caffeine is not just a habit, it is chemistry. That darkness is not just absence, it is activation. That breath is not just air, it is control. And that sleep is not just rest, it is renewal at the deepest level of your biology. This is how you take control, not by forcing the body, but by guiding it. not by resisting aging, but by mastering it. Because even now, even beyond 60, your cells are listening, your genes are responding, your biology is adapting to every signal you send. And tonight, for the first time in a long time, you will not chase sleep. You will create the conditions for it, and your body will finally respond.